So, ladles, jelly spoons, baby bells and gemstones, welcome to the grind, episode 6 of series 3, right here on Linden TV. Tonight's live is a mental health special, because realistically I definitely believe that mental health genuinely is not spoken about enough in this country, and in this world, especially when it comes to men. We're going to be touching on some pretty sketchy, serious subjects tonight, and you guys might find this quite difficult. But for a show or even a channel whereby even members of your own team genuinely struggle with their mental health on a daily basis, it's honestly time it's spoken about. Why the fuck is this road shut? But sadly, mental health, look at that sunset, that is gorgeous. But yeah, mental health amongst men really is not discussed enough in this society, or in the LGBTQ community, or even in this country. It's horrific, the amount of guys who take their life on a yearly basis just because there's no support out there for guys with mental health. And why? That's simple. Because there is simply no provision in place for people with mental health issues in this day and age. To Hill, hello. Maddie Mob, hi. But yeah, mental health amongst men, it's not spoken about enough. Bear with me, guys. Yeah, you? Cool. What's going on up here then?
It's a crash. You won't be able to get out anywhere like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they won't allow you like that.
Oh, for God's sake. Oh, well, ladies and gents, there we go.
Whereabouts you going?
Rushton. But
So shuts it off all the way from Wilby all the way to Rushton.
what, we can't walk through?
Considering the lady got moved just over there, they wouldn't allow her to walk across there.
Bloody hell. You're in this, folks. Oh. How many car batteries would I need to acid melt a 160 pounds chicken? Fuck knows. 12? That looks like fun, doesn't it?
I think your best option would be to go back down onto where the lake is.
Yeah.
And go follow it all the way across to Ditchford, and you'll be able to go over the bridge at Ditchford into Rushton.
Oh yeah.
It's literally the only way that you can get over there. At the moment.
I could easily walk straight over there.
Yeah, but they would, considering there's a lady sat in that sort of Volvo there. So.
What, police lady? Whereabouts was the accident?
How long ago? I can't specify where.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Alright, cheers.
No worries.
They really think I'm going to walk round. It's cool I go across the fucking field and cut across another fucking fence later on down. But yeah, genuinely guys, right? By the way, Prod T3, thank you for your question. I reckon you'd probably need like 100 batteries worth of acid for that much chicken. But getting back to the story, well, the subject of tonight's show, and that's men's mental health amongst obviously guys in the UK, because if any of you have ever had any dealings with any of the mental health services in and around this country or even your area, you will very easily know that actually provisions just are not there, right? And they're not, which is quite worrying, because the reality of the situation is they need to be more accessible, they need to be better, we need to support each other more. I don't get why mental health in this country is such a taboo subject. You go to like America and they'll all happily tell you about their therapists and everything else, or their counsellors they all go and see, and they happily pay for them. Whereas you come here, ask for mental health support on the NHS, and you essentially get laughed at. If you're a woman, you get the support. But if you're a bloke, you can't. Like, women can talk about it amongst their friends, their work colleagues, their doctor, and they're kind of listened to. If you're a guy, we don't discuss that sort of thing down the pub. We don't discuss mental health or the things we're struggling with or the issues we're facing on a daily basis. Like, we're great at burying our heads in the sand and just getting on with it, right? But why? Why is mental health so taboo that the only time any of us really discuss it is when it's basically too late? That's the worrying factor right now, folks. It's the fact that we only ever seem to react or even do anything about anything mental health wise when it literally is far too late to help anyone. That's not how it should be as a country. What's the bet in this gate's locked? As a country, we shouldn't be waiting until somebody has no other option before we react to their symptoms, to their problems, to their issues and everything else. I don't get why we are such a really crap reactive country where we react to a situation rather than detract in the first place from it ever happening. So much for you won't be able to get through, but that gate's open, so sound. There, folks. Welcome to the motorway. But yeah, legitimately, it's how crap this country is when it comes to mental health support. And we really should not be so shit. We are one of the global trendsetters in the economy in the Western world, yet we can't even put money into a system to support people who are struggling. And the police clearly don't care about us being out here, folks, because they're very much just sitting there. And they can absolutely see us walking along here, and they don't seem to care in any way, shape or form. So there we go. But honestly, I don't know if you guys have ever had any interactions with your local mental health services as men, but again, women seem to get a lot more help. They seem to be listened to so much more. When a guy turns around and goes, help, I need help, etc, etc, we get shrugged under the carpet. Alex, welcome back to the channel, my friend. Nice to have you along. I hate the fact that as a country, we are so good at reacting to mental health issues as opposed to proactively working with people or groups of people or communities to prevent it becoming a problem before it is a problem. I don't get why that is deemed acceptable. We apparently have one of the best healthcare systems in the world, ladies and gents. In the full front force of the NHS. I'm guessing that accident happened right there, by the way, because there's a tow truck. But we happen to have one of the best NHS National Health Services in the world. There's people down there. And yet, so many communities, such a large portion of communities and the population literally just get forgotten about because we're deemed not worthy to be cared about. That's how it comes across. It may not be the case, but as soon as you hit 18 and you're male and you try and get mental health support, you'd be better off banging your head against a brick wall because you'd get a lot more support. You get listened to a damn sight quicker, and above everything else, you'd actually get the help that you need. So why is it allowed to be like that? In a country as advanced and supposedly supportive as what our country is, why is there not more provision? Like I said, members of this very channel struggle with their mental health on a daily basis. Whether that be me, your cameo presenters, your moderators, your co-presenter, whoever, camera team or whatever, in this little community alone, or even you subscribers, yeah, even you Lindinians, you guys may struggle with your mental health as well. I've heard quite a few times where people turn around and go, I love your streams because they help me break away from the reality of my life. And it's beautiful to hear. And I love hearing that. I really appreciate that. But the actual reality of the situation is, it should not be like that. Yeah, I get everyone needs that little break. Everyone needs that something to focus on. But realistically, should we not all literally have the ability to carry on with a life and a world that we want? I'd say yes, we do. Check out that moon, guys. And the reality is, folks, life is not fair. Completely unfair. You spend your life doing everything you can to make yourself as strong, durable, and unable to be knocked down as you physically can do. But then all it takes is one situation, one person, one word, or even one day to flip everything on its head. Let's take a look back to a few years ago. I'm pretty sure everyone will remember the Jeremy Kyle show and the subsequent cancelling of The Jeremy Kyle Show. But why was it cancelled? It wasn't because of Jeremy Kyle. It wasn't because of ITV. It wasn't because of anything like that. They cancelled it because a person who appeared on that show failed a lie detector and subsequently and sadly took his own life after getting home. As a result, his episode was never shown on TV. His segment was never shown. Tom, I appreciate you, bro. And subsequently, the Jeremy Kyle Show was axed as a result of that. But let me say with ITV, look at Love Island. The very presenter of that very show unbelievably took her own life, Caroline Flack. Again, why? Because life just got too shit and she was not being listened to. And then we come to more recent times with Liam Payne, where Liam Payne allegedly took his own life after jumping from a third floor balcony. I say allegedly because I don't believe that to this very day. I do not believe that that guy took his own life. Having been in Turkey last year, having a third floor balcony myself, one, seeing how high the railings around a balcony actually are, and also how high that actually is off the floor, did he fuck take his own life? Not a chance. I maintain he was pushed. I maintain that no matter what, that poor boy had no choice into his actual demise in the end. But we need to be talking about men and mental health so much more in the community, in our societies, in our pubs, clubs, and all sorts of different places, a lot more than what we do. It should no longer be such a taboo subject. We should no longer be scared to voice our opinions, voice our struggles, or fear that we're going to get judged by people, because if we talk about something and it's not going to go with the crowd, suddenly we're going to lose friends, etc., etc. That's not what it should be about. It's not what life is. But you can guarantee the second you turn around to one of your friends and say that life's got too bad, you can't cope anymore, you're going to get one or two reactions. You're either going to be seen as weak, pathetic and stupid, or told to just get over it or have a cup of tea or something, or they're going to be there for you no matter what. I myself sent a variety of people yesterday, with the exception of one person that might shock you. But I sent a message to a lot of people yesterday saying sorry, apologising for being such a fuck up, such a letdown, such a waste of space. And they all came back with the same thing. Bro, what the fuck are you talking about? The only person I didn't send that to was your co-presenter. Because I know he's got enough of his own shit to go through without seeing that from me as well. But he saw firsthand today how much I am not coping. He sent me to a scan in Northampton, where subsequently, as soon as it was over, I was chucking up blood everywhere. You could tell he was concerned. A little bit. Not enough to actually be visibly worried, but you could tell he was a little bit concerned. We'll talk more about your copy later on, ladies and gents. But life really is crap for people trying to get help. I've got to admit, men's mental health issues get ignored. Men always get told to man up, etc. Some people will say, I'm not a guy because I'm trans. Alex, you are, right? Being trans has got fuck all to do with it. If you see yourself as a guy, you live your life as a guy, and you identify as a bloke, that's what you are. And that's how you've always been treated on this show and on this channel. Always been treated as a guy, and we will continue to do so. Because in my eyes, that's exactly what you are. We've got you, bro, you know that. Now, a lot of you might be questioning, why am I walking down a closed dual carriageway at this time of night on a Wednesday night? And therefore, why is this show called The Grind Mental Health Special? Well, because I'll let you into a secret, right? There's a reason why my face ain't on camera tonight. Because I can't stop my eyes from crying. I can't stop my eyes from welling up, right? Because I know how shit mental health services are for guys in this country. Because I am experiencing it my absolute self right now, right? I've tried to reach out to people. I have tried to ask people for help. And I'm not being listened to. And I'm not going to lie to you, I've got to a point where I can no longer cope. And like so many people that reach this absolute level of frustration, this absolute feeling that they cannot carry on, I don't want to be here. I want help. This is why we are out here tonight. Because I am so close to just giving up. My body is sick constantly. And I'm doing everything I can to stay strong, to carry on going. Everyone's got their limits, guys. And I am rapidly approaching mine. Men need more support. Please don't give up. I'm always here. Alex, I appreciate you, man. And you're right, we do. Because I can't cope. I am not coping, and I am seriously fucking struggling every day. I'm literally just seeing the life which I had planned for myself and other people just being banished away from me left, right and centre. And I don't like it. I don't like the feeling. I do not like knowing that actually, realistically, just takes one thought. One thought, one leg up and you're gone. And folks, that's a scary, scary, scary prospect to be in. I really wish that your co-P was actually with me tonight. For the simple reason, he would know the right thing to say. He would turn around and tell me, don't do it. Carry on. Talk to someone. Problem is, I tried to talk to him recently, right? By the way, we're not up here for anything sinister, yeah? I'm just literally having a vape before walking back. But literally, I think if he saw anybody else on a bridge, he'd be like, jump then. But if it was one of his friends, I genuinely think he would do anything he can to stop it from happening. Because of the kind of guy that he is. And I'm pretty sure he'd do that for me too. For the simple reason, I don't know if any of you guys have ever heard the song from Taylor Swift called Forever Winter. But it basically turns around and says, like, it'd be forever winter if you go, or if you weren't around. I'd fall to pieces on the floor, etc, etc. And I said to him, I was like, you played that to me one time, telling me this is how you feel. I was like, is that still the case today? And he was like, well, obviously. Which means a lot. It's nice to know. Because there are times in life where you're thinking, do you know what? I don't think he still feels that way. And sometimes you just need that person to be like, well, actually, yeah, I would. Like, if you weren't around, I'd be heartbroken. Like, it would finish me. Sometimes you just need to hear that. Sometimes you need that little bit of reassurance. But the fact that we'll turn around happily to a guy and be like, yo, man the fuck up. Like, have a cup of tea or whatever. It gets better. Etc, etc. But does it? Really? It's like that really cliche thing you're told when someone dies. Oh yeah, it gets easier in time. Does it though? Or does it actually get harder? Do you reach certain milestones in your life where you're just sat there thinking, do you know what, I really wish that person was here right now because I'd love to share this with that person. And that, my friends, is the reality. It doesn't get easier at all. Yeah, you learn to live with it. You learn to get over that initial grief, that initial problem. But it doesn't get easier. What it does get is harder on those anniversaries when they're not around. Their birthdays, their Christmases. When something monumental happens, or something big happens, that's when it really kicks you to the floor, knowing that your special person is no longer by your side. Ladies and gents, I've been on this fucking planet for over 30 years. Obviously lost a lot of people in that time. But the truth of the matter is, it does not get easier. It gets harder every single year because you want them people by your side. Preparing for the New Jerusalem says, a great book for men's health. Rebecca Brown, Prepare for War. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. This is also the crux, ladies and gents, of this channel, right? I get criticised a lot for doing a lot of live streams on this channel, yeah? But the reason why we do it, and the reason why we do so many live streams, especially about these sort of things, because the reality is, it helps so many people moving forward. It helps you guys to actually realise you are not struggling alone. And that is the important factor, ladies and gents. Because so many of us literally sit there on a daily basis thinking, I can't do this anymore, I'm by myself. And it's not until you then realise, do you know what? I am not by myself. There are loads of other people in the same boat as me, wishing they could just essentially jump that barrier and go. The amount of people I have known who've done that recently, and it is heartbreaking, ladies and gents. And then when you hear people turn around and saying they're struggling and they can't cope anymore, that is literally the point when you're just like, do you know what? I've got to step it up for you. I have to be there for you. As much as your life and your choices and the way you're living your life is fucking breaking me right now, I've got to be there to help you. But at the same time, who's there to help you when you're helping everyone else? This is the problem, folks. Because like I said, I struggle with my mental health on a daily basis. It weren't so long ago, like, I was held for my own protection because of it. And no, that doesn't qualify me to talk to you guys about this shit. Of course it doesn't. But what it does do is show you guys I've got the same compassion, I've got the same feelings for all of you people. No one should ever suffer in silence. No one should ever get to a point where they literally feel like there is no other option. Because there is, and there is help out there. But the annoying thing is, for so many of us, it's only there when it's either right at the point of crisis and emergency, or for a lot of people when it's too late. When they go, oh, if only they spoke to someone. Like around here, for example, we've got a thing called the mental health hub, right? But you can be on hold to them sometimes for 2 or 3 hours. At which point, you're like, well, they don't care enough to talk to me, so why the fuck am I doing this? Why am I bothering? If they can't employ enough people to have like extra people manning the phones just in case, what's the point? Or they'll go, oh yeah, ring the Samaritans. Yeah, that's always a great help, isn't it? Sometimes they're the most patronising people on the planet. I'm one of those people you help. I enjoy these lives. A lot of my struggles is to do with me being a trans guy. I have body issues and voice issues because I haven't started my transition yet. But Alex, we're here to support you, man. 110% we are here to support you. And I appreciate your comment. 110%. I appreciate having you on this channel. And I appreciate you saying that. And the fact of the matter is, we are all struggling. We are all looking for that way out. We are all looking for that ability to just go, do you know what? Fuck this shit, I'm done. And the problem is, there's so many people right now in that same boat, in that same situation, whereby literally they just want to give up. And I am one of them people, because physically my body is starting to fail, and I know it is. I feel it on a daily basis. I'm sick of bleeding every single day of my life. I'm sick of being sick every single day of my life. And I am fed up with battling those demons in my head every single day. I am sick to death of having to rely on a certain person or certain people to like build your life up. Sick to death of the fact that like people turn around to me like, oh yeah, don't be on your own, come spend time with me. It's like, that's great, cool, brilliant. But it's those quiet times. Times like now when you are completely on your own. You're just like, why am I here? When so many people that I have loved and adored and been there for me have gone before me, why am I still here? Why couldn't I have been one of them people taken? Brittany, hello to you. You've accepted me as trans, helps a bit. People on Roblox only know me as a guy and as Alex, and I like that. Well, you're the same here, Alex. Like, we don't judge you. There's no judgment here. Hang on, guys. I apologise, folks. Sorry for not being good enough. But yeah, I'll give up.